Hey guys! What's up? Alpha Lion Simba here, and welcome to another episode of Untamed USA. It's time for me to talk about a bird, and an incredibly rare bird at that. And that would be the whooping crane. So, let's take wing. Cue the intro. The whooping crane has a very restricted range. Breeding takes place in Canada's Wood Buffalo National Park, and the birds winter on the Texas Gulf Coast or in the Aransas National Wildlife Refuge. A non-migratory population was introduced to the Kissimmee Prairie in Florida, and currently a migratory population is being established that will spend summer in Wisconsin and winter in Florida. The biggest population of whooping cranes is migratory, with its summer nesting grounds being poorly drained wetlands and its winter habitat being southern salt marshes. A fully grown whooping crane weighs 6 to 7 kilograms or 13.2 to 15.4 pounds, stands 2 meters or 5 feet tall, and is 130 to 160 centimeters or 51.2 to 63 inches long. And it has a wingspan between 7 to 8 feet or 2.1 to 2.4 meters. Whooping cranes are diurnal, roosting at night on the ground. They primarily live in mating pairs or in small family groups. The most permanent kind of whooping crane flock is formed when an adult crane chooses its mate. The mated pair is considered the flock. If they are successful in hatching a chick, the youngster is also included in the flock. The small group lives together on the summer or nesting grounds. When it is time to migrate south for the winter, the crane family makes the trip together. During the migration, a few paired or single cranes may join up with the family for a short time. The whooper's migration route is over 2,485 miles or 4,000 kilometers long. The migration can take anywhere from 10 to 40 days in the spring and about 50 days in the fall. Migrating whoopers usually fly at about 1,950 feet or 600 meters above the ground, although they may fly even higher. One crane family was observed flying at 6,338 feet or 1,950 meters. During the migration, whoopers fly about 7.5 hours a day. They usually cover up to 250 miles or 400 kilometers in this time. Biologists recorded one whooping crane family that traveled 508 miles or 818 kilometers in a single day. They usually fly at about 35 miles per hour. If the wind is blowing in the same direction they are traveling, the cranes can reach speeds of up to 66 miles per hour. They like to migrate when the winds are blowing in the right direction, but they can also fly against the wind. Like many birds, they fly in a V-shaped formation known as an echelon, or in a single line. In most cases, the crane at the front of the formation is the largest adult. Cranes usually keep a distance of about 3.4 feet between themselves when flying. The main form of communication is vocal communication. Their calls are important as they deter predators, warn of attack, protect and care for the young, and locate other birds within the species. This is what the call of the whooping crane sounds like. Whooping cranes are omnivores. During the winter, they feed on at least 28 different kinds of animal foods and 17 different kinds of plant foods. Some of their winter foods include clams and blue crabs. On their summer grounds, they feed on water snails, clams, leeches, frogs, garter snakes, small fish, mice, and the larvae of dragonflies, damselflies, and other insects. During migration, they mainly eat waste grain from agricultural fields. The whooping crane's mating season lasts from April to May. During this time, males will court females with a dance, and like most birds, they mate for life. Whoopers like to build their nests in the same area each spring. Both males and females take part in building a flat nest on the ground, usually on top of a mound of vegetation that is surrounded by water. The cranes build their nests in water that is 5.6 to 11.2 inches, or 14 to 28 centimeters deep. A nest surrounded by water helps protect the eggs and chicks from predators. The nests are about 2.5 to 6 feet, or 0.75 to 1.8 meters in diameter, and they are raised up to 2 to 14 inches, or 5 to 35 centimeters above the water level. Whoopers usually lay about 2 eggs per brood, which hatch after an incubation period of 28 to 31 days. During the first 3 to 4 days, chicks do not move very far from their nest. During this time, both parents and young return to the nest at night. Although the crane family leaves the nest after about 4 days, they will stay within 1.1 miles or 1.8 kilometers of the nest site for the next 16 days. Parents feed their chicks constantly. If 2 chicks are hatched, only 1 chick usually survives, maybe due to a shortage of food in the area. Crane chicks grow very quickly. They grow as much as 1 inch in a single day. It can take about 100 days for whooping cranes to develop their juvenile plumage. Baby down is replaced by white feathers that are spotted with a cinnamon color. The heads of these young cranes are also covered in feathers. Cranes do not display their red patch until they get their adult plumage. Learning to fly can be difficult. Even when the youngsters manage to get off the ground, they still have to land again. Some have even been observed crash landing into trees. By their second autumn, whooping cranes molt, losing their juvenile plumage and getting their adult plumage. Although a whooper may pair off when it is 2 years old, it won't be ready to mate until it is 3 or 5 years old. Whooping cranes can live to be 22 to 40 years old. The whooping crane is an endangered species. Its main threats are habitat loss, illegal hunting, and collisions with power lines and barbed wire fences. Thankfully, though, the population is increasing, and there are currently about 603 whooping cranes left in the wild. Well, that was it. My Untamed USA episode on the whooping crane. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, leave requests in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Alpha Lion Simba,